Buddy Shane Memorial Tag Team Tournament. Nobody cares about Buddy Shane. He was just an old jobber from old way back. But let me tell you something. There's a new attitude with the Soul Patrol. All we care about is keeping that gold around our waist. And if it means taking out the Burke County boys, if it means taking out Adam James, if it means taking out Big Time Ya, that's exactly what we gonna do. Because it's time to get down with the get down. Now you're gonna see the real Soul Patrol. No more kissing babies, no more shaking hands. It's strictly business. And when we mean business, we mean we getting that cheddar. We're gonna break necks and we're gonna cash some checks, Jack.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this happened last week right here on this program. Just an assault, an attack, a beatdown of the Burke County boys and Digger Brown by the Soul Patrol. We still don't know what caused this change of heart for the Soul Patrol, but we're trying to figure that out. But just the fans are in shock. We're in shock, aren't we, Redbeard?
I am as crazed over this as I have ever been anything in the world of professional wrestling. I just do not understand, Michael. I have no idea what's in the minds of Deion Johnson and Sweet Dreams right now. And for that matter, where's Cool Breeze in this whole thing? Where's their manager? What has happened to this whole group that we thought we knew so well for so long?
Somebody's got something. This is a new Soul Patrol, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't like it, we don't like it. You better get used to it, because I don't think they're going back to dancing and shaking hands with the rednecks, as they say, anymore.
For fan favorites to have become now these villains is absolutely crazy. Stream.
Well, I'm glad we're seeing a show match from the Vault, the NAWA Vault. This is a match featuring WWE Hall of Famers, the Bushwhackers, taking on Austin Steele and Terry Austin. It's going to be an interesting matchup for sure to see. I never thought at my age I'd be calling a Bushwhackers match, Redbeard.
This is continuing to be just a amazing scenario where you and I have had one thing after another just blow our minds. And if you'd have told I'd say 8 or 9 year old version of me that I'd be calling a Bushwhackers match at some point in my life, I probably would have looked at you sideways and gone back to playing with my Transformers. But right now, we have the incredible opportunity of looking back into the vault of competition that we have here on the NAWA YouTube channel and looking at this matchup here.
We were all, at least I was as a little youngster, I was a huge fan of the Bushwhackers, and how could you not be, as they come out and wave their arms and lick people on the face. Huge fan of the Bushwhackers growing up. It's going to be very interesting to see how they match up against awesome Austin Steele and terrible Terry Austin. They were both former PWF Tag Team Champions. This match took place on December 10th, 1994.
Wow.
At the annual Christmas show here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And as you can see, Austin Steele attacking. I want to say that's Luke of the Bushwhackers down onto the mat. Already, they're taking advantage. They're dastardly heels, as you can see.
Hard to believe this matchup took place 24 years ago almost, and yet it's still something that we can look back on and see as relevant in this day and age. But there you see Austin Steele getting the chunk out of his rear end by one of the Bushwhackers.
His partner Terry Austin coming in trying to save him. Oh, he got a taste of that rear end, that rump roast, and they just throws them both into each other. And the Bushwhackers are doing what they do best.
They are on parade here now.
Super speed there, marching around. And how can you not fall in love with the Bushwhackers?
Such an incredulous duo here. Look at that face there. A face only a mother could love, for sure.
They were also known as the Sheep Herders before going to the WWF under Vince McMahon. They were a violent and vicious tag team, well known for their matches against the Fantastics in the Mid-South territory. Barbed wire steel cage match that people still talk about to this day, between the Sheep Herders and the Fantastics. But they had a chance to go work for Vince in the WWF, and he said he could make them into baby faces, and he sure as hell did. And they've had a very long run as the Bushwhackers, and all the way up into the WWE Hall of Fame not too long ago.
There's your history lesson for the day, folks, provided by none other than our very own Michael Elliott. It's great to be able to see matches like this and to also have a chance to discuss the history of the business, because it's important, I think, for people who are just watching Raw and whatnot these days to learn where this company of theirs that they see nowadays, where it came from. And people like the Bushwhackers definitely laid the foundation for tag teams like the New Day, for the Bar, and others that are out there nowadays. But as you can see there, one of the Bushwhackers getting a boot to the face now, and now getting a couple of clubbing blows in there is Austin, as Steele cheers him on the outside.
Bushwhackers are back. If you've never seen a Bushwhackers match, you're not going to see the super independent wrestling style that's out there today, or a lot of classic mat wrestling. It's just fun watching these guys go in there and do their thing.
You'd almost say it could be like the Three Stooges of wrestling in terms of the entertainment value, as they again are out there marching around, getting the fans behind them. Definitely a couple of fan favorites always were the Bushwhackers.
And they are really taking it to Austin Steele and Terry Austin here in this match early. Both of them have escaped out to the floor to try to regain their wits and figure out their strategy against these two off-the-wall characters, Butch and Luke, the Bushwhackers. Not sure what that manager is out there, but this is, like I said, this is for the PWF Tag Team titles. And this match looks to me, that venue looks like the Charlotte Park Center. Very famous venue in Charlotte, North Carolina. That goes all the way back to the Jim Crockett Promotions days.
Would that be the Grady Cole Center, Michael?
Yes.
Had an opportunity to see several cards there myself. Definitely a historic building. One of several that were used by Crockett Promotions and by the NWA back in the day here.
And it's a still venue that's still around, and it's a shame that wrestling can't get back in there and sell that venue out, because it's such a unique place. It's an awesome venue for professional wrestling, and I'd love to see events like this happening in there again.
Absolutely.
Terry Austin shoots him into the corner, but misses with that splash, and now Bushwhacker Luke going right to work. Oh,
he's a snake eyes there about getting into that top turnbuckle. That might not have phased the man too much, though, as hard-headed as these Bushwhackers are.
The Bushwhackers have been all over the world. They used to wrestle in the Charlotte territory as the Sheep Herders, but this is kind of the home territory, the home ground for Austin Steele and Terry Austin here. So Bushwhackers coming in, even though the fans are behind them, they're not familiar with this environment, this arena, and it could play a factor in this matchup.
Terry Austin trying to get into the mind here of the Bushwhackers, but that might be a tough thing to do.
As they've goaded Bushwhacker Butch into the match. As you can see, they're known as the enforcers here, Austin Steele and Terry Austin. A lot of Austins going on in this matchup here.
Very much so. Now Steele very much in control of this match. Delivers a clubbing blow there. Now he's going to work him over in the corner. So much of a similar offense here to another blonde-haired legend from this part of the world did Austin Steele have. Can't blame him for adopting many of those practices. Big-time double axe handle. Now he's strutting around the ring.
You mean Nature Boy Paul Lee?
Him too.
Oh,
him too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was kind of confused for a minute. I didn't know who you were talking about. But as you can see, Austin Steele just punching to the head of Bushwhacker Luke here, and just trying to keep him on their side of the ring, which is a smart maneuver to cut off the ring in half. So he has no opportunity to tag Butch, even though Butch is trying to get in there, it seems like, and distracting the referee. He's not helping his partner. He's hurting him as they go to work on the back of Bushwhacker Luke here.
Luke taking a whole bunch of double team offense there as Terry comes back in to take command of this matchup. Got to get over there and try and get Butch back in this match.
And Terry Austin needs to quit playing around. He's going to slip up and he's going to let Luke make the tag to Butch. But he's smartly back on top of his opponent here.
Just playing with the man was Terry Austin there. Now got it choked across the middle rope. Got to go in. Oh my goodness. Putting all of his weight there across the throat of Luke. And now Luke barely tries to save himself by putting a boot on that bottom rope.
Not enough to put the Bushwhacker away.
There's too much fight left in those men to give up that easily. Austin continuing to just waylay Bushwhacker Luke here, putting some knees into the middle of the back. Thought he might have been going to tag in Austin Steele, but nope, he's still choosing to work him over there. Puts a shoulder into the gut there of one of the Bushwhackers. Now trying to go over there and get in Butch, but no.
And the old Kiwis can't seem to gain the momentum and get this match going in their favor here. You know, the Bushwhackers are from from New Zealand, excuse me. You know, they've been tag teaming for a very, very, very long time. Another interesting fact is that Luke is the only original member of this team. There was another man before Butch got onto the team. It was Sir Jonathan Boyd.
I wasn't aware of that, Michael. I've learned something here today. Now Austin Steele trying to goad Butch into this matchup here once again as they tag out. Classic villainous tag team tactics here by Steele and Austin.
Well, they are known as the Enforcers, as you saw on your screen a little bit ago. Just because these two guys, Austin Steele and Terry Austin, weren't in the WWF and on TV like the Bushwhackers, doesn't mean they're any less of a professional wrestler or any less of a tag team in the Bushwhackers. Right now, they're working way better together than the more seasoned team. And again, ladies and gentlemen, these matches are from our vault. Some of them were shot on VHS, SVHS. These tapes, sometimes they don't always stay. Sorry for the short, brief cut to black here, but we'll get you right back to the action as soon as we can. Hopefully it'll be here any second now.
Once again, we're talking about footage that is almost 25 years old here, so we're bringing you content that is definitely outside the digital age, but that has fortunately been able to be preserved and saved in some way, shape, or form here. As we said before on the archive shows, Michael, where we've talked about the importance of bringing content like this to people these days, and for the fact that someone thought well enough to save it for the future generations to behold. Well, now you see Bushwhacker Butch there able to shake the ropes and get Terry Austin to flop over into the ring after flopping onto the family jewels, you might as well go ahead and say. Get crotched on that top rope.
And again, if this kind of content keeps your interest, piques your interest, you know, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, make sure you're able to catch up with all our vault footage and NAWA Championship Wrestling. Every Saturday at noon, a new episode comes out, and you'll see great matches just like this and current matches from the modern era as well.
Bushwhacker Butch now running roughshod over the Enforcers. Gonna bring them together here and have a meeting of the minds, I believe, Michael.
Or he just might lick them in the face. I'm not sure what this man's going to do. These guys are bushwhacked, you know.
He doesn't even know himself, I don't think. Oh, but there you have those two melons getting racked together.
And now the Bushwhackers are taking over, and they're going to just throw Austin Steele over the top rope into the floor, and they're going to take advantage of this and put the beating on Terry Austin, it looks like. What are they setting him up here for? Oh,
wow.
Big double knees right to the gut. Great teamwork there from the Bushwhackers.
Big time offense there from the Bushwhackers. Oh, but Austin Steele comes in, delivers an elbow drop to break up the pinfall combination.
All it takes is just one split second, and things will change right back and forth in a professional wrestling match.
Absolutely. And now Terry Austin coming back in from behind here. And
Now
the manager now bringing in a title belt. What's he doing here? Oh, wow.
And he just swung and he hit the wrong man. They're calling for the bell. I think this match is over. The Bushwhackers are your winners, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, head right into the gut of Austin Steele. And there's your winners, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching this segment from the Vault, the NAWA Archives.
Wrestling fans, this is C.J. Bentley here for the North American Wrestling Alliance. I'm joined here at ringside tonight by little Donnie. Donnie, you've had a string of bad luck here recently.
I've been losing, but one day I'm going to get a win, and I promise you that.
There you have it from little Donnie, folks.
To come out here and entertain the fans and be a big part of this program. And now they completely turn their backs on everyone. This is insane. I don't know any other better word to use. Number to NAWA competition, that being Tie-Dye Sunrise himself, James Johnson.
Yeah, we saw him a few weeks ago make his debut as part of, he accepted Thomas Extreme's Open Challenge, but that match didn't go in his favor due to the Southern Fire Ant Dominic getting involved, throwing him to the floor, and then ripping the part of the shoulder of Thomas Extreme apart, and then who knows, maybe blinding him with that Octagon after pouring the whole bottle on his face.
Potentially, we have yet to really find out what's going on with the health of Thomas Extreme.
Well, I'm glad we're seeing James Johnson back here in an NAWA ring. It's good to see young, fresh, upcoming talent that's on the way up the ladder here.
Good to see passionate individuals willing to be a part of competition here in NAWA, and good on the ownership, you have to say, as well, for going out and recruiting new individuals like this young man here, James Johnson, Lucky Ali, some of the others that we've seen here recently coming into NAWA.
Well, you mentioned the name Lucky Ali. That's the name of the opponent, and there he is that James Johnson has drawn here in his second match in NAWA Championship Wrestling. And we've seen this young man, Lucky Ali, in some very close matches against guys like Derek Driver, Golden Gladiator #2, Boris Baronoff. And he's so close to getting that first victory. He just, like he said, he wants a chance. He wants an opportunity to prove himself. And he's got it right here tonight against James Johnson. This Lucky Ali should be a very interesting matchup here.
Interesting for sure, as you have two very different styles of competitor on display in this contest. Definitely more of a high flyer in the form of Lucky Ali there, and more of a, I'll say, a lucha style wrestler in the form of James Johnson there, as he has been trained by the crew down at Palmetto Wrestling Academy. Their head trainer down there, Ethan Case, very well known for his lucha style in terms of the presentation that he brings to the ring, and that has rubbed off on James Johnson here for sure.
Well, you talk about James Johnson's training and who his trainer is. Let's look at Lucky Ali. He goes to the George South Professional Wrestling School. Many great talents have come out of there, and Lucky Ali looks to be another one just in that long list of names. So this is an interesting clash with two of the best trainers in the Southeast right here. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you live close to either of those gentlemen in their schools and you're looking to get into this industry, you should reach out to them and start your training with either of those, and you'll be on the right step early on in your career.
Lots of opportunities for individuals with drive and with heart to get involved with the professional wrestling business. There you have a good shine of respect there as we get underway with this matchup. Starting things off with a collar and elbow tie-up. Lucky Ali gets the early advantage there, pulls him into a side headlock.
And you think about it, this is almost like if you look at it from who their trainers are, George South versus Ethan Case, that'd be an interesting matchup to see if we could get that to happen here on NAWA Championship
that would be
Wrestling.
An interesting thing to see, and I'd be glad to have that here on the TV program.
And look at that, James Johnson able to just squeeze right out of that headlock.
And he is grooving, baby, as you see there. The trippy hippie himself.
Keeping it fluid, says James Johnson. Going with the flow, as you said. Oh, wow, there's that amateur credential showing off there by Lucky Ali there. Ducking right under that. Going right into a waist lock. But again, look at this ability of James Johnson easily escaping that waist lock.
Johnson, you look at him and he may not appear to be much in terms of professional wrestlers, but he has the ability to get out of all these various predicaments that someone like Lucky Ali might know. But then there you see Lucky Ali himself getting out of that armbar.
Well, that's what I like about James Johnson. You know, the look. He looks different. He's a different individual. He's a hippie. He's the tie-dye sunrise, man. That's what sets him apart.
Exactly.
And his wrestling ability is above a lot of the guys in this area.
Definitely two young men with a lot of potential as they continue to develop their careers, and we're glad to have them here in NAWA. As there you have them in a standoff, going back and forth with one another. Great combination of offense here as we get this match underway.
Lucky Ali looks to be getting serious. He's taking the belt off now.
Right back at it.
Right back into a lockup, into the side headlock. There's Lucky Ali. He just takes him right over and sits on it.
Great up-close action there by our camera crew, showing you just what's happening here.
What is Lucky Ali maneuvering around for? He looks like he's trying to set up some type of a submission hold. I've never seen this maneuver before. Oh, James Johnson fighting out, rose him up.
2 count only. Not quite enough yet taken out of the tank there. James Johnson says, hey, you almost got me there, brother. Oh, but now look at this. We might have seen a corner turned here, Michael.
I think they've got the pleasantries out of the way. Now it's time to get down and dirty between these two.
We had a little bit of a sign of respect, and now they might be ready to fight.
I think this match has just officially started now.
I believe you're right, Michael.
Even though the bell rang minutes ago.
These two men, oh wow.
Yeah, I think the pleasantries have been thrown out the window after that.
I was going to see these two men still getting the feeling for one another, but now I think they're starting to get a real feel for one another with a couple of stiff forearm shots. Now, James Johnson started to lay into Lucky Ali here, puts a headbutt into the breadbasket. Oh, wow.
They tried to be nice to each other early on, but you can't be nice in a professional wrestling match. You got to go. Oh, huge neck breaker there. Going for the cover. Is that it? No,
2 count only.
Lucky Ali able to sneak out of there.
As you said, Michael, you don't see too many nice guys winning professional matches consistently in this business.
I think the hippie has let the flow go now, and he's turned it up a notch. I think he took exception to the way Lucky Ali was treating him there. Setting him up for his finishing maneuver here. Not able to clamp it on tight enough. Lucky Ali clotheslining the crap out of the James Johnson.
I have to say, Lucky Ali definitely has an advantage here in terms of strength here. 2 count only, though. Not able to get the man down on the mat for an entire 3 count. But Lucky Ali definitely has the strength and also, we'll say, size advantage. Probably got a good, I'd say, 3 or 4 inches in terms of height on James Johnson, which gives him a reach advantage there as well. So we'll see if that plays into things as we go forward in this matchup here. But right now, Ali's laying on the man, trying to get a side headlock grasp. Going into a different maneuver here as he knees him in the lower back. Big clothesline.
Need him right in that kidney area. Did Lucky Ali. Smart placement of where he put that knee, too. That hurts. Oh, I think he's calling for his friend. Nope.
Oh, wow.
Man, this has just turned into a hard-hitting contest between two young studs here in this match.
You see so often a lariat delivered like that, and it's good to see people are still watching Stan Hansen matches because that was his credo for so long. That devastating lariat. But now James Johnson trying to go for one of his own there. Still not able to pin Lucky Ali to the mat for that 3 count, though.
Not sure what he's going to have to do to win this match. Both of these men are giving it their all, putting everything into each move. Somebody's going to make a mistake, and that's going to be the end of this match.
Oh, wow.
Put the boot right into his chest and just pushed him right down to the mat.
Sort of a curb stomp style maneuver there by Lucky Ali, pushing the man down into the mat. Great to see young competitors like this involved in NAWA competition.
It's been very back and forth contest between both guys, and again, this match was only has a 10-minute time limit to it. Oh, huge belly to belly suplex. That's it. 2. Oh my God! Wow. Lucky Ali barely escapes the 3 count there.
That might have been 2 9/10, Michael.
I think James Johnson believes he's got this match won.
Lucky Ali fighting his way out of that fireman's carry. Shoves off James Johnson.
Picks him up with ease and just tosses him down on the mat.
He's going for that submission maneuver that he tried here earlier.
It's because he calls this move the dreadlock. He's trying to cinch it in. I don't think he's got it fully locked on just yet, does Lucky Ali. But if he gets this dreadlock tight, it's going to be over for James Johnson. Wait a minute, the bell just rang.
What in the world?
I think we've reached our 10-minute time limit between these two. Come on, you got to be kidding me. Give these guys some more time.
Well, that is just plain disappointing there, folks. They did reach the time limit. This was an exhibition match. So we'll have to see if these two by chance get another opportunity in the future to fight once again. We certainly hope they do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time. The Buddy Shane Memorial Tag Team Tournament Finals. Adam James and Big Time Ya are going to be taking on the new and improved Soul Patrol, who I'm not sure I like this new and improved Soul Patrol after the actions I've seen them do last week to the Burke County boys.
As you said, despite the fact that this turn of events has happened the way it has here with Soul Patrol, this should still be a very interesting contest as you have a lot of talent on display here. We're going to have the NAWA Tag Team Champions, the Soul Patrol, taking on Adam James and Big Time Ya. Two young men who have been very impressive despite having only tagged as a team for, this will be, what, their third match, I believe, Michael?
I'm just still at a loss for words with how these guys are treating the fans here tonight. They wanted to win the purse. They wanted to win that $500 apiece. Well, they've got their chance, but they didn't get here the right way. They were thrown out in the first round with a double disqualification, and somehow, I guess now we know they've got to be in bed with TC3 somehow after he reinstated them, and then just after brutally assaulting the Burke County boys, that's still advancing them to the finals. There's something is up. We've got to figure this out.
They were willing to go about getting that bag of grits they were talking about so vividly here a couple of weeks ago by any means necessary.
I mean, I wonder if we're just going to see an all-out assault on Big Time Ya and Adam James. If there's anybody that can stand up to the Soul Patrol, it's those guys. They're pretty big of themselves. And they're not going to get jumped from behind because luckily they didn't come out first. But man, just talk about the teamwork and chemistry between these two men that's about to come to the ring, and just to be able to gel so quickly in this tournament and make it this far, even if they're not able to defeat the Soul Patrol, they should be proud of themselves and how far they've come.
Absolutely, they've come a long way in a very short period of time here. Once again, we talked about the fact that Adam James had his original tag team partner get taken out of action. Leo Pride here a number of weeks ago was attacked brutally backstage. We still have yet to determine what exactly happened in that scenario. Leo Pride is still out of action. Of course, being very fortunate here was Adam James to get a partner like Big Time Ya, but we're still waiting to see what happened to Leo Pride there.
Yeah, we still don't know who attacked him. We don't know how long he's going to be out. We don't really know the severity of that concussion he received. It must have been pretty severe if he's been out this long. But if Adam James can't tell us, we're going to have to wait till Leo Pride resurfaces and ask him what exactly happened out there outside the arena that night. And again, a new attitude of the Soul Patrol, just taunting Big Time Ya.
Once again, folks, we thank you for joining us here on NAWA Championship Wrestling's television program on YouTube. If you have not yet already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. That way you'll be the first to know when we've uploaded new content. Also, look for classic matches in the form of our archives, both of the NAWA program and also of other shows that have been cataloged here over the years as well.
I hope these two beat the crap out of Soul Patrol. I'm just disgusted with these two guys. I'm heartbroken that they've turned their backs on the fans. Just look at the look on their faces. Just makes you want to slap the taste out of their mouth. I was just in serious shock over the actions last week.
It is amazing to see the total change just in the appearance of Sweet Dreams and Dion Johnson. We've always known them to be such jovial, fun-loving individuals, and now they're like a couple of, you might as well just go ahead and say thugs out here, Michael, in terms of the way they've changed their entire countenance.
It's unbelievable. I mean, like I said,
But look at this. Look at this here now.
What else would you expect from these two cowards? They've turned into cowards. Adam James with a sunset
Adam
flip.
James now.
He's got him pinned. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
And the winners of the Buddy Shea Memorial Tag Team Tournament.
Just like that.
A shock. A surprise. The team that I had no thought of them winning this tournament has just now won it.
The favorites that I picked from day one, Michael, you might remember. They were my guys here from
Yes, you're right. I did pick. You're right. I did pick these guys.
But look at this down here.
My
Look
God.
at this.
What in the world?
Deanna Johnson delivering a headbutt to Adam James, and now Sweet Dreams has got a boot all up in the grill of Yah. What in the world is happening here?
Well, what else would you expect with this new attitude with these two cowards? Here comes the Burke County boys. And no help are they, as they were cut off as soon as they got to the ring by the Soul Patrol.
They were devastated here.
Look here, it's Cool Breeze.
Cool Breeze finally on the scene here.
Where in the world have you been, Cool Breeze?
Bring some sense and logic to this whole scenario, please, Cool Breeze.
I hope he can talk some sense into these two guys. You know, he now owns half of the company. He's their former manager. Let's see what happens. Hopefully he can talk some sense into these guys.
If anyone can, you'd think it would have to be Cool Breeze. But their Sweet Dream still laying the leather to Adam James, I think it was. Oh, no! Oh, my God!
And they've just headbutted their former manager and friend, Cool Breeze.
This is...
And now they continue to assault him. Two men have just taken out 4 of the top guys here in NAWA Championship Wrestling. And now...
And one half of the ownership as well, Michael.
I know.
My God.
Where's TC3 at in all this?
He's probably sitting over there by himself counting his money, more than likely. He's probably enjoying this.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna get to the bottom of this next week right here and figure out what is going on with the Soul Patrol.